Get it. Welcome to KRSN Radio, where we talk about a lot of things, music, everyday life, experiences, really whatever it may be, man. There's no limits here. Um, I'm just glad to be here. Produced by the boy Michael Flicks, it's bro Derek. We here, man. It's just it's a real nice time right now. Talk about some things. Um, yeah, man. Uh, Quarantine. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. Was talking to Mike about how a lot of things going on right now. With the pandemic. Um, a lot of racism. Experience a lot of racism. The president. I'm not really gonna go into that. I'm not much of politics, but it's just crazy times right now, man. You don't really, realize how much we really going through, man. Hope y'all out at peace right now, man. Practice on your breathing. I know I have. Get outside, get some fresh air, cause I feel like they don't want us to be outside. But take a walk, man. Take a dog on a walk. Kids, go to the park. Don't let them hold you captive, man. But yeah, man. Really. Um, what else? What else we was talking about?
What's KRSN Radio
K-
gonna be about, man?
KRSN Radio.
What's it gonna be about?
KRSN Radio, man. It's gonna be about a lot of things. That's the thing. I was thinking. When you came to me, kind of with the idea of it. How you saying you wanted to produce it. I was thinking about a lot of things, but I think that's the thing. It could be about anything, and I think that's really what KRSN is about. Just no limits, just being what you want to be, um, and just like I said, having no limits, man. So it's no limits here. It's a safe place. We're talking about anything when it comes to music, when it comes to perspective on things, when it comes on to relationships. Might bring up a couple people on the show, ask them some questions, how they view things, because what I've learned over quarantine, man, is what's important is conversation. I feel like we're not having it a lot, and it kind of messes with your mental, man. It's good. It's good to get together and talk with your friends, talk with your family, your parents, brothers, sisters, cousins, friends, significant other, whatever it may be. So I feel like we're lacking a lot of conversation these days, and we definitely need that. And we definitely do. But KRSN, I'm just excited to introduce it. It's a brand. It's starting as a clothing brand. Um, what it stands for, of course, I got the name from my son, of course, Carson. Shout out to my boy. But I was just really thinking of things, man, and just over quarantine, I was like, man, like just cooped up in this house, man, and I have my son on certain days. And his mom has him on certain days, and I was just thinking, what can I do to to get more time with my son? And over quarantine, I was heavily involved in supporting of course the black community, supporting small businesses, and just investing in them and supporting them. And and I was like, I'm investing all this money into other people, supporting them, and that's cool, that's great, but why not invest in myself? Um, and that's where the idea kind of came about. Like, okay, I'm gonna start a clothing brand, and off the jump, I was like, you know, okay, I'm gonna name it this. I think the first name I came up with was Smoothest. And cause all kind of throughout high school, just everybody would, calling me cool, smooth, whatever it may be. So I was like, okay, smooth. And I was like, smoothest. And it was like, okay, whatever. It was a cool idea. And just thought off the bat and was like, okay, I'm gonna call it that. And then, kind of told some people about it. And they're like, okay, cool. You know how people just be, okay, cool. Okay, cool. That's tight. That's tight. I'll support it. But that's just homies being homies. I'm gonna support that. But then I told one of my close friends, and me and her was having a conversation. I came to her. I was like, yo, I'm going to name it this. She laughed at the name. I was like, I was kind of offended at first. But then she was like, you something like this, you can't just go into it. You kind of got to you put, some thought process into it. Write a couple names down, think about it. It's like, you know what, you right. So I scratched that because I had made an Instagram and everything for it, and I was hyped, bro. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I hit up like my cousin and my friend, they graphic designers, because I'm not really like artistically inclined, but like my thought, like I'm creative in my head, so I know what I want, but I can't necessarily draw it. So I had told them, like, okay, that's dope, that's dope. I'm like, everybody telling me it's dope, and then I tell like one friend, and she's like, nah, like that's whack. And then, it kind of just, I was like, okay. So I went back to the drawing board and just started writing a bunch of just different just names, anything. I was writing what, who, when, where, like literally writing that, like when, where, like shoes. I was writing anything I could think of because I felt like that's just how it had to go. And basically, then I did some research and I looked up the top clothing brands, and I came up with the Pradas, the Gucci, Dior, Tommy Hilfiger, Michael Kors, and I researched how they found those names, and the brand is these people's names: Gucci Gucci, Christian Dior, Tommy Hilfiger, Michael Kors. These are these people's names, and I was okay, names. So I started writing down names like the people closest to me, people I love. I wrote down my son, Carson, wrote down my mom's name, Tanine, Bruce, my dad, my sister's names, my brother's names, my friends' names, my name, whatever. It's like, nah, I'm not going to do my name because I kind of want to be in the background of it. And then, like, okay. And then I kind of went away from that. Then I kind of write some other things. I think I wrote trouble down. And then I started spelling different words, or the words different ways. So I came back to trouble. I spelled trouble like Trubble, whack, but I just started just doing it because that's how it's gonna come about. And then I spelled trouble TRBL. Okay, that's kind of cool looking at it, TRBL. And then I kind of went back to the names, and then I went to Carson, and I was like, okay, and I took out the A and the O, and I'm writing this all in my journal. If y'all, one thing y'all need to get is a journal for sure. Really helped me through quarantine, man, because I feel like it makes things real. Like you write it down real, like you understand it and you accept it. So anyways, took out the A and the O, and I came to, it looks like KRSN. And then, but I was saying Carson at first, and I was like, nah, I don't want it to be named Carson, though. I don't want it to be named Carson. So like, okay, KRSN. I was like, okay. So, okay, that sounds rich. Like, that sounds dope. Then I compared it to, like, Dior. Okay, like, what you wearing? KRSN. Like, it sounds dope. Like, okay, that's fly. That's fly. Like, I was like, okay, this is it. So, and that took a couple days. Then I go to my friend, one of my good homies, Steven. Shout out my boy Steven. I'm wearing his pants right now. Check out Choir Boy on Instagram. But yeah, I went to him. And I was like, man, I got this brand, the name KRSN. He's like, okay, that's dope. That's dope. Came from Carson. Okay, that's dope. Like I wanted to mean Carson, but I don't want it to say Carson. So okay. And then I was like, I came with KRSN, but people are gonna ask what KRSN stands for. And then I was thinking, I kept thinking of K, like, so I'm trying to think of the acronyms. K. I kept thinking of keep. And I was like, keep running. I'm just like brainstorming, keep running. So I don't know. And then I went to him, and then, he was like, okay, when I think of KRSN, I kind of think of KRS-One, the rapper. And he's like, knowledge reigns supreme over all, or something like that. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to jock him. I don't want to steal it, whatever. But I like knowledge. I couldn't think of knowledge. Like, why couldn't I think of knowledge? Just me talking to him through FaceTime. It's like, okay, knowledge. That's the K, knowledge. And then, we're just brainstorming. We came up, knowledge radiates, like emits energy, radiates energy. And that's what I'm all about, giving out good energy. That's what I kind of been about. So, okay, knowledge radiates. And then, everybody want to be successful. Knowledge radiates success. Okay, then it was the N. Okay, it was like knowledge radiates success. Okay, we getting somewhere. And then he was like network. And then I was like, because it didn't make sense. Because if you just say knowledge radiates success network kind of fast, it just doesn't kind of make sense to you. And then if you say network again, if you think of network as a community, as a group, as a whole, so think of knowledge radiates success network. It's a group. It's a community. So that's what I came up with. Knowledge Radiates Success Network, KRSN, clothing brand, as you can see on the hat, on the hoodie. And it's just all about positivity, promoting positivity, I'm in here, like at KRSN, like it's not about me. It's about you. It's about him. It's about her. It's about us. Like it's about everybody. So this is somewhere where you can be yourself. It's no limits. Um, and one thing I wanted to really hone in on and focus on was that you born like me. I was born. Okay, I was good at basketball. I was a talent. I got that. Like, like some people are good at football. Some people are good at swimming. Some people are good at drawing. Some people are good at singing. That's a talent they're born with. But why settle for that? And KRSN is just like, we want you to be multifaceted here. That's the main thing. Like, we don't want you to focus on the talent. We want you to go in other lanes. You could be good at this. You could be good at that. And kind of like what we was talking about, like, like the stereotypical thing for people doing nails is like, Asians, they do nails and that, they're great at that. But now you're starting to see other people take over the scene doing nails. You see young black women doing nails. You see, young white women doing nails. You see all races doing nails now. Or you see them doing lashes. You see them doing esthetician facial. You see doing haircuts, whatever it may be. And we want you to focus on being good at a bunch of different things. So that's what it's kind of all about, man. And that's what we really promoting here. And like I said, my whole thing was just, how can I spend more time with my son? And that's when I kind of thought of the clothing line. Like I said, investing in other people. Why not invest in myself? I think the best thing you can do is invest in yourself. And I did that. And I came up with this. So KRSN, Knowledge Radiates Success Network. This is KRSN Radio. And this is really what we all about. And yeah, man. So, allowed me to introduce myself. I'm Braxton. 26, Leo, as they say, they all about signs these days. I'm not too much into the signs, but I'm all about getting to know somebody. But hey, to each his own. but yeah, man, that's really what it's all about. And I'm just glad to be here, man. Glad to just put this out. I think people really gonna mess with it. It's a message. It's more than just clothing. It's a brand. It's an empire. So we're gonna be great. This is day one, but checking on us in next year, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be next level. So that's really what it's all about.
So this is episode 1 of the podcast. What are you gonna be doing with the KRSN Radio podcast? What are you gonna be doing with it?
Man, KRSN Radio podcast. We're gonna be doing a bunch of things, man. First and foremost, like I said, we're gonna be talking about just life experiences. Things we've been going through, my perspective on things, relationships. I might not give the best relationship advice, but, sometimes people hit me and ask me things about it and I'll give my 2 cents. Or, we could talk about, being a parent, being a, single dad per se, and how that goes. Going to bring a couple guests on, talk about different things, ask them different questions. What else, man? We're going to promote some wine. I've been on my wine tip lately on that Cabernet Sauvignon, as y'all can see. Music, heavily inclined to music. I love music. I don't have a wide range, though. I'm more of an R&B, hip-hop type guy. Not necessarily rap. Rap is cool here and there. Like, I listen to the Beano, the Blue Bucks. I like getting ratchet sometimes. But for the most part, man, I'm just an R&B guy, old soul, heavily influenced with that. But it's gonna be a lot of things, man. I can't wait for y'all to see, honestly. So it's gonna be good. It'll be real good. I want to appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. This is KRSN Radio podcast, man. Like I said, shout out to my boy Michael Flicks for producing. His boy Derek back there helping out as well, man. Behind the scenes, behind the scenes is important as well. Also want to say that, cause I really liked, like back in the day, I like kind of being in front of the camera, but these days, taking the podcast. But other than that, I like being behind the scenes too, cause that's really important. Like you go to a movie, you watch a movie, you see the actors, but then you see the full screen of like all the people in the back, man. It's a lot, man, and they put a lot into that. So shout out to them, man. But thank y'all for tuning in. We're gonna be Huh? Oh, find me, yeah. Instagram, Braxton D. Smith. You can also check out the brand Instagram, KRSN Global. The website, krsnglobal.net. That's the domain name. Dropping real soon. I mean, by the time you see this, you might have dropped, might not, but be ready for that. Um, and yeah, man.
What about the YouTube channel?
YouTube channel, KRSN Radio. That's what it is. So y'all better tune in, man. Tell your friends, tell your moms, tell your pops, cousins, aunties. Anybody can tune in. And we gonna be right here. So holla at me.